So you're considering bankruptcy. If you've clicked this navigation bar, then things are bad, and I'm sorry for you for what you're going through. I have had probably thousands of conversations about bankruptcy in my practice of law, and it is no fun. If you find yourself here, you are considering walking away from your debt, and that's a big step. And I know that we're all wired to pay our debts, to fix our problems, and if you're like most of the clients that come to us, it has been years upon years of stress. You've been robbing Peter to pay Paul, and now the straw must have broken for you to really be thinking about it now. And I will tell you, it may be your turn for society to give you a helping hand. Bankruptcy has been around, we're told, since the Old Testament times. There was a year of Jubilee where you forgave your brother his debt. Within your same belief system, you forgave your brother his debt every 7 years. And that's about what bankruptcy is now, where you can file a bankruptcy every 7 or 8 years. And so bankruptcy, it's like a barn raising, and it may be your time for the rest of society to give you a hand and lift you up. I will tell you, the people that you're going to, if it's a Chapter 7 you're considering, that's the type of bankruptcy where all your debts, your unsecured debts, are discharged or forgiven. And that means credit card debt, promissory notes, money that you've borrowed from a friend even. Those are unsecured notes. They were just secured by your signature. And you can get that wiped out entirely. In a Chapter 7, you will not pay any amount toward those debts. And they're big boys. They knew the risk when they lent you the money. They also have insurance. They also have actuarials, try saying that 10 times fast, economists on their staff that tell them they're going to have a certain percentage of loans that go bad, and they still make money. We read in Wall Street Journal they're having record profits this year, and that's always the case with banks. And so they protect themselves. I would not lose any sleep. If it's come to a time where you need to walk away from your debt, I wouldn't lose any sleep over it, and I wouldn't feel bad for those that you borrowed money from. If you're like most of our clients, you've been paying interest on those debts for many years. Until you had your hardship, you'd never missed a payment. I've heard this thousands of times. And so it may be time for you to consider bankruptcy. And some questions we get about bankruptcy: yes, you can keep cars. Yes, you can keep assets. There's a certain limit of how many assets you can have. It's $23,500 worth of stuff that you can keep. Stuff is cash, bedding, clothes, jewelry, collectibles. However, we're lucky in that the courts deem the value of our stuff, of the assets, at yard sale value. So think about the things in your home, and if you wheeled them out on the lawn this Saturday and tried to sell it at a yard sale, how much would you get? Well, the clothes I'm wearing right now, I might get $1 for, and I promise I paid more than $1 for this suit and this watch and my tie and my belt. And so it's very liberal in how it is interpreted. And so usually we can protect all of your assets, because if you've come to this point, it may be doubtful that you have $30,000 in the bank and you're thinking about bankruptcy. Most of the clients that come to us are on the end of their rope, and it's just too much for them to handle. And so we can help you. And if you do have money, there may be a bankruptcy strategy of when you need to file bankruptcy to protect your assets. And so give us a call at the number on your screen. We'll answer all your questions about bankruptcy. We're not going to charge you anything unless you retain us to prepare a petition, file it, go to court with you, fight for you, see you through the bankruptcy, and we'll hold your hand and put our arms around your shoulders through the whole thing. We'll explain everything, and it may be the time for you to consider this.